Thank you so much for being a part of the show this far. My name is Samuel Njoroge. Welcome to Good Morning Kenya. In case you're just joining us, this is the only way to kickstart your morning. And right now, I would like to begin an interaction with Mary Kimonyi. She is the Principal Secretary in the State Department for Public Service. She is joining us live by way of Zoom. Good morning, PS. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Njoroge.
Asante sana for coming through, and maybe you can start by telling us all about Huduma Kenya service by appointment, how far this process has come.
Okay, thank you very much, Njoroge, and thank you, Kenyans, for tuning in to KBC this morning. Like you have been told, my name is Mary Kimonyi, the PS State Department for Public Service, which houses the Huduma Kenya program. As you are aware, Njoroge, Huduma Kenya program is a platform for delivering government service on a one-stop model. So when the country was hit by COVID in February, you recall that for some time we scaled down our services at the Huduma Centers to only two services, that is collection of identity cards and birth certificates. And that went on for a few months, about 4 months. And then come July, we realized that we needed to reopen the Huduma Centers. But then we had the Ministry of Health protocols, which were guarding against crowding and also social distancing. And we realized that we needed a mechanism to control our crowds in our Huduma Centers. So we started this Huduma by appointment,
Yes.
whereby our customers go to our website and register for the time and the day they want to receive the service.
Yes.
Previously, Njoroge, before this, we started to pilot this at our Huduma Center in Teleposta, the GPO. Previously, that center would serve around 5,000 people, majority of whom were coming for inquiries. So we would have 3,000 people coming for inquiries, 2,000 people coming for the actual service. So what has happened now, we have pushed those inquiries to an online platform, meaning the crowding at the station has reduced, and we are now able to serve people who only want a service. We are also able to release wananchi time so that they can manage their time better. Remember, we are obligated by the Constitution to give wananchi services in an accessible manner. So that is what we did with the Huduma by appointment program.
Nice. And you know what, PS, there is a viewer here called Dennis, and he's saying that this is indeed going to be a great initiative that looks to emphasize on what Huduma Kenya is doing to improve its services. So let's talk about the whole element of Huduma by appointment, going to the website and booking your appointment. Is it something that will be rolled out across the country, or you're piloting with certain centers first?
Now, we are going to do Huduma by appointment in a phased manner.
Yes.
We started our pilot at the GPO. That is our biggest branch at the Teleposta. And the main reason was that we wanted to gather key lessons as we roll it countrywide. So the next phase is going to include rolling the Huduma by appointment in all the stations in Nairobi. You have Kibra, we have the City Square, and then we go to Thika, because Thika also has a lot of people. It's a Huduma center that has a lot of crowding.
Yes.
And then progressively, we roll to all the other 47 counties in the country.
Okay.
Yes.
What is the time
let me
frame?
say this.
Yeah.
Let me say this, as it is now, the appointment is serving all people. Like I said, a lot of people coming to the Huduma centers come to inquire. So we are getting calls from people who come to ask, can I get my marriage certificate? Now that person would have come to the station, but now they are able to call and we are able to direct them to the right place where to get the government services.
And what are some of the key lessons and issues you've identified with the GPO center, for example, when it comes to Huduma by appointment?
One of the key lessons which has come out is that basically wananchi want to have control of their time. That when somebody comes to the station, they are not coming to spend the whole day there. These are people who are either working of their businesses, they have small and micro enterprises to which they want to go back. So that is number one. Number two, we have realized that the awareness of government services is still very, very low. So there's very many government services, but people are not aware. We have people in disadvantaged situations who are not very aware of government services. And of course, we've learned for this to work, we need our systems to be in top notch situation, like the networking. So we are working on all this. But the critical lesson is that this has been a welcome move by wananchi.
Sure thing, and congratulations on launching it, Mary. And probably you would share with us some of the milestones and achievements that Huduma Kenya has achieved since its inception.
Let me take Kenyans a little back.
Yeah.
When around 2004, when the government started to implement what we call resource-based management in the public service, through what was then referred to as the public sector reform, and the government and the secretariat that was doing that. This was in line with the implementation of Vision 2030. So Huduma, the idea of Huduma then, government came up with this one-stop shop concept. It's an old concept, but the rollout happened around 2013, November 2013, when GPO was opened. So, and now we have opened Huduma Centers in all counties. In Kajiado, we have two. Nairobi and Kajiado have more than one for reasons which are understandable. And now what has happened with Huduma? One, Huduma has turned around the way government delivers services. Why? We have provided wananchi with a single platform. Look at the highly sought after government services. We are talking about birth certificates. We are talking about IDs. We are talking about business registration. We are talking about national health insurance. We are talking about NSSF, NTSA, certificates of good conduct, registration for loans for help for students who are going to universities. Now you can go into one center and have all these services in one place. Previously, wananchi would run, if you wanted to, for example, register a business, and you know most businesses have 6 to 5 licenses, you would have to go to 6 ministries. Now all you need to do is come to Huduma and you get those services. So access to government services. The other one is changing the interface between government and her people. We find Huduma has become the face of government. And progressively, we are becoming the channel through which government is creating its believability and confidence with the citizens. So we have had, I can say, Kenya is better with Huduma as far as government, delivery of government services is concerned.
Nice.
Number 3 is that the government is constitutionally keeping its promises to its people. The concept of delivery of services is contained in the Bill of Rights. For example, the Bill of Rights says people have access, they have a right to access to government services in a manner that is efficient and with procedures that are efficient and fair. That is number 1. It also says that people have a right to information that government has. Huduma is a platform for information. And it also says that services should be delivered without discrimination. So Huduma makes it easy for us to reach so many people at the same time.
That's nice. And in the course of this conversation, we will be engaging more to know what exactly are the gains in as far as Huduma Kenya is concerned, the service that is. And kindly, I can see your questions coming through, and there is a very distinct difference between Huduma number and Huduma Kenya. There is a very distinct difference between Huduma number and Huduma Centers. Right now we are talking about Huduma Centers, service by appointment, and not Huduma number, okay? So kindly center your questions around Huduma Centers and not Huduma number. A time will come when we shall talk about Huduma number, but that time is not today. PS, Mary Kimonyi, thank you so much for being with us this far as we continue to talk about Huduma Centers. Now, kindly clarify on the first reopening of Huduma Centers across the country. How have you rolled out that particular program?
Like I said when I began,
yes,
is that when we were hit by the COVID pandemic, we did close our Huduma Centers. And now when it came to July, we realized that wananchi, the services wananchi need, they still need them. And there was need now to reopen the Huduma Centers. And in fact, we have now opened all the Huduma Centers and we are providing services. But what we have done is that we have come with regulations, the sanction of services, which we have domesticated along the so to all our Huduma Centers, we have a very good management. It's the electronic queue management system, which gives you a number immediately you come to our center. Mm-hmm. We have a queue waiting where we have marked where do you sit, where do you wait. Mm-hmm. Then we have the protective procedures for both the people seeking services and also for our employees, so that we can protect both wananchi and the people coming to receive the services. Yeah. We have the hand washing stations in all of the Huduma Centers. We have the sanitizers on every desk in the Huduma Center. And we have the protective clothes like gloves for people who have to deal with the machines. Then, of course, we have a protocol when we have to take your picture. If you come for your ID, we need to take your picture. So we have a protocol around there. You remove your mask for a very short period. We take your picture, we sanitize you, and then you put back your mask. So that we have done. So all the Huduma Centers are now opened.
Nice, and it's only proper to note that the supporting videos that you're seeing on your screen were filmed earlier on, way before the pandemic, and therefore you may weigh in on some of the issues around social distancing and everything, but there has been an improvement from what you can see on your screen, courtesy of what the PS is saying. A lot has been done to ensure that protocol has been enhanced across all Huduma Centers in the country to enhance service delivery and make sure that at the end of the day, government services to you, Mwananchi, do not grind to a halt. Now, earlier on, PS, we were talking about a service by appointment, and I know this is one of the initiatives that you have launched. However, let's also talk about document tracking. Talk to us a little bit about that particular process or that particular service and how far it has come. PS.
Okay, again, let me say COVID came here and we got very innovative. Because we realized we don't know how long this pandemic is going to be around us. So one of the issues that has historically been happening is that people come apply for various documents at the Huduma Centers, and then they keep coming back to find out whether their documents are ready. So what we have rolled now is what we are calling a document tracking system. Now, this is our responsibilities as Huduma. We are taking 100% responsibility for it. So if you come for our service, for example, you want an ID card. Once your ID card is ready, we will send you an SMS, tell you your ID card is ready, even ask you where would you prefer to pick it. If you had applied for it in Kibra, for example, and you want to pick it at the GPO, then we'll make that card available. And we'll tell you, come on Monday and pick your card. So what we are trying to do is to clear a backlog of documents which have been lying at the Huduma Centers and collected. For some strange reasons, wananchi come they apply for documents and then they disappear. Mm-hmm. But it's understandable. So now as government, we've taken that responsibility of tracking your documents and informing you. So that basically is a simple program, very simple. The document is ready. We just send you an SMS or an email, or if you hit your website, we'll have put the information there.
Nice. And there is a Huduma Secretariat that is supposed to foresee the implementation of Huduma Popote 24/7. Maybe you can guide us and talk to us a little bit about that. Again,
the Huduma Popote, a new concept for us. And remember, all these services are technology driven, so that wherever you are able to apply for services. This will be used through use of your smartphone. That you may be in Mombasa, you may be in Nyeri, you may be in Kisumu, and you want a service. We want to make it possible for you to get whatever service you want. And supporting that is what we are calling an in-house call center or contact center. And this is like a clearing house. You call us, you make inquiry on whatever you want to make inquiry, and we'll be able to clear you in terms of the information that you want. Like I said, Huduma now has become the call center for government. People call to inquire not only about the services that we offer, but other services in government. For example, government now, we have recruitment. People, the police force may be recruiting, NYS may be recruiting, the universities may be enrolling people. So we get all these inquiries, and these are the inquiries now we want to direct to our call center. So we have people receive, we have the government information at our fingertips. We'll be able to direct you to where you want, where you can get help.
Mm-hmm. There was a point in time we were talking about Huduma Champions, PS Mary, and how the contribution of these has been over time. Maybe you can talk to us a little bit about Huduma Champions. How far is the process? How are they? And what is the quality of input in as far as service delivery is concerned?
Okay, now I said the Huduma program started in 2013, and between 2013 and now, the program in our centers, we have served around 24 million Kenyans. Around another 27 million Kenyans have been able to access services from our Huduma platforms. Now, every so often, do research. And we ask customers how satisfied are they with our services. And this satisfaction is usually around 97%, 95%. Then the 5% where we have dissatisfaction, we have realized is that people are not aware. So there's low awareness for government services at some quarters. Going back to the Constitution, I said that the Constitution obligates the government to give services to wananchi. If you go to the Bill of Rights, I think it is 35, clause 35. It says that wananchi of all walks of life should not be discriminated when it comes to services. So we have realized that our 5% has disadvantaged people, vulnerable people, people who are living in villages, disadvantaged in terms of access to information and access to data. People who are living in peri-urban areas and in the informal settlements, these people are usually very disadvantaged people just because of their situation in life. So we came with the concept of Huduma Centers, the concept of Huduma Champions. The Huduma Champions are going to as our soldiers, and these champions will work in the sub-counties where they reside. We are going to recruit them from NYS servicemen and women. We are going to train them on all government services, give them packages on services available to wananchi from government. For example, among the old who are disadvantaged, the government has the cash transfer program. This cash transfer is not reaching everybody, because some people have not registered. Why? Because they do not know that you are 70, you need to register for this money. And there's free money here to support you every month. So this is the kind of information. Access to health. People, there is the universal health care, NHIF. Very little money every year, 500, and you can access. But do people in the villages know? No. So they continue to suffer. So we are trying to make the government services known and to do advocacy for government services. So these champions will equip them, we will work along the kind. You have seen the Kazi Mtaani.
Yes.
So you have this young man, he belongs to this village. He is going around the village making government services known to people. We are calling them our foot soldiers.
Nice.
Because it's our obligation to do that.
Now,
trying to bring the services closer and closer to the people.
PS, how will you go about recruiting these Huduma champions?
Like I said, we already have a database. First, let me go to why we are recruiting them from NYS. Then the government NYS program is already a very good program that has trained several Kenyans. One, they have paramilitary training, and we also training them on community service. We've trained them on patriotism. We train them on dealing with wananchi. So we have several people, or many people out there who have already undergone this NYS program. Some are living in their sub-counties. So using the National Government Coordination Mechanism, that is the GAO officers, as we call them, who are and in interior, starting from the smallest unit, that is the chief, and we have the Nyumba Kumi, will be able to identify these people and put them on this program. So the identification is through the interior mechanism.
Right, and the launch is coming forth on the 15th of October. That is this Thursday, and basically two things will be launched by your State Department. That is the service by appointment, as well as these Huduma champions. This is the exercise that will be happening on Thursday, PS.
On Thursday will be the service by champion, the Huduma champions. We will not launch that service on Thursday.
Yes.
We would have loved to launch that service on Thursday. We first want to do awareness around that service.
Okay.
What we'll be launching is actually starting the service by appointment in Kibra. We've already launched it, is already working. So this is starting it in Kibra. Let us, probably the use of the word launch, it's not the right one. It's just we'll be starting that service at our station in Kibra.
Nice. So after that clarification, PS, we would like to urge you to stay with us. We have more questions for you in as far as this particular program and initiative is concerned, and we're welcoming our viewers to join into this discourse by hitting the hashtag Good Morning Kenya at KBC Channel 1 at Sam W. Njoroge. We are taking a break. We return with a PS, that is Mary Kimonyi, after these messages.